Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. This is an evidentiary video. I want to show you what these criminals are doing to asset strip and destroy my property and destroy the retaining wall here, the retaining bank, the soil bank, where the water flows throughout my property and deposits it to the county creek. Now, we haven't had any rain. We haven't had any water here. You can see it's bone dry here. There's nobody living here except me, but this is what the criminals have done. They are digging out. You see this here? This is all dug out. This has all been dug out. This was up to here. You see where this pole is? This has all been dug out. You see the root system here? Somebody's been here digging out the support of this bridge, this little bridge here, and exposing it. And you could see the rock. The rock is sticking out here. It's very bright here. The rock is sticking out because they have chopped it away. And no, this is not natural erosion. There's no erosion going on here. I've got foliage here and rock. Somebody is actually digging back. This wasn't here. This was filled with soil, filled with soil, and somebody is digging out around here. And wait till you see over here. You know, they're digging underneath here too. Just the way they did by the county road. And look, exposing a root system, cutting roots, cutting roots. They're digging and cutting underneath here. So this is the support. They're digging underneath rock, just the way they're doing it on my my slope, to the slope portion of my property. They have completely dug out under here. Look at this. Not only do they dig out under here, but look, they cut the roots. It's all dying. And when the roots are not going into soil, like this tree here, they want to cause this tree to fall and cause a problem for me. And look at what they did here. Look at this, is all cut. This is all cut. They dug underneath here, completely digging out underneath here. And look at this. This is not erosion. Somebody's actually digging out the soil and cutting. Look at this. Is this an eyesore? Look at this. Exposing all the root system. This wasn't like this. I've lived here for 5 years. This is being done to the property. Look at this. Now, they started this under this tree last year. They did this last year, but they keep digging more and more. And I come back here and I keep stuffing it up with rock. And instead of moving my rock, now they're digging out around it. Like here. You see my rock here, but they're digging out. They're digging out underneath it. We haven't had any rain, no rain, and they're digging out underneath here. Look at this. And cutting the roots. And look at how they expose this. Is this unbelievable? And look at what they did here. They completely dug out. I mean, you could see this is not erosion. Look at all these cut. Everything is cut. Is this unbelievable? And this is not regular soil where I could just stuff it up with topsoil. This is clay mixed with rock that has been here the whole time that I've lived here. I've got to be careful. I've got barbed wire over here. And look at how they've cut here. They're digging so far underneath to destabilize. And look at how they cut here. These are all root systems that they rotted and cut. They want to make it look like it just happened. But that's what they can do with the technology. And look, here's another root that they have exposed. This is all covered with dirt. And no, it's not erosion. For the stupid perpetrator that wrote that on one of my videos, you're blocked. I have no tolerance for you. You don't know the difference between erosion and somebody destroying somebody's property. Like this. And these are the Freemason Satanist losers, because they would like to make everything look ugly, like when they come into my property, and come into my house, and they left a centipede in my hallway today. Yeah. And no, it didn't come in by itself. But I'm going to show you what they've done here. Now you can see that there's no water here, because we haven't had any rain, but these criminals are also, look at this. You see this tree here? They've cut all the root system, and they're digging out underneath it. Look at all the roots being cut from this tree. They're angry, very angry, jealous people. And look at how they're digging out underneath here. This is not erosion. Somebody was back here and digging out underneath the canopy here. Look at this. Is this unbelievable? And there's a little bit of water back here. You know, these criminals also, they've been siphoning my water since 2 years ago. But this, they're actually digging underneath. Because everywhere around here is moss. Everything is covered in moss and rock. It's so hard to plant around here because there's so much rock. But this is what they're doing. And then they're spreading their bitchcraft everywhere. I have picked up so much. They're taking branches and spreading branches everywhere. I could clean this every day, and then there's still branches that they scatter everywhere. So again, this is an evidentiary video of how they are destroying the stream behind my house by digging out underneath the bank and cutting the root system of the supporting trees. And yeah, this is disgusting. And these criminals, this is very serious. And do you have any idea how expensive and tedious and time-consuming it would be to carry more rock and soil in here? And they're actually stealing it. Could you imagine what they're doing at night? The 4 hours that I sleep at night, they probably have a crew of people coming back here and stealing and digging and stealing night after night after night. This is just off the charts. So I'm just walking through here. I want you to see what they've done here. They've exposed this. This was never exposed before. And you could see that they dug all of the soil out here that was covering this. They're digging underneath to destabilize this platform here. And see, I build it up with all the rock. And now what they're doing is, instead of moving my rock, they're digging underneath. They're digging underneath my rock, like they did here. You see all the rock that I stuffed in here? Now they're just digging further and further and further back. Look at this. If anybody has any suggestions, please leave a comment down below. This is what it's like owning rural land. This is what it's like dealing with criminals. And, you know, everybody thinks, oh, you have property, oh, it's so wonderful. No. Do you have any idea what I'm dealing with here? Look at what they've done to the root system. They cut all the roots and dug out under here. They're trying to cause this tree to fall because these roots are all cut now. And this tree is already leaning. I might have to have some of these branches cut down. And then they cut this. Look at this. They removed all the soil here. Removed all the soil here. They're digging underneath, like creating a platform the way they did by the county road. the county creek. And then this is so obvious. I had soil coming up to here. This platform went from here to here, and they dug everything out. They dug everything out here. But I'm going to sign off for now. I'm so angry. I'm furious. I mean, it's hard enough taking care of my animals and my property and trying to sell it. I have somebody on here every day destroying it, every day. Look at this. Last year they dug a hole right here. And look at this. I mean, it's hard to see with the sun. Let me see if I can block it. All of this was dug out. This whole area was dug out. And they did it down here too. You see what they did here? Exposing this branch. They're doing it through the whole property. Let me see if I can get down here and show you guys. And the only reason they can continue doing it too is because there's no water here. Look at what they've done here. See how they're digging out over here too? This is all being dug out. All the dirt is missing from here. All the dirt was removed from here. Look at this. You see this? All the dirt missing from here. And look at the roots exposed. Well, this tree is dead. This tree was cut down when I moved here. But look, they're just digging and digging so that when we do get the rains, and we get some crazy rains, and the water gets up about this high. It actually never gets up to the point that they're creating the problem. Never. Because the water rushes so quickly. So let me see, I'm going to just walk down here and show you what else they did down here, creating another problem. And when I moved here, I hired a guy named Chris. See, they did it here, exposing all the roots here. They're just digging out from underneath here. They're digging out all over here because all of this is covered in foliage and moss. And look at what they did here. I don't know if you can see it. They dug all of this out. All of this completely dug out. They dug all of this out too. Look at this. They're cutting all the roots, things that stabilize the flow of water. Look, they've dug this out. And do you see how hard this is? It's almost like cement. So I don't know what they use to do this. And you see all the rock that's in here? You can't replace this. There's rock mixed in with the natural soil. And look at this. They dug out behind here. And I'll show you what they did at the end too. So you can see there's greenery everywhere. This is what it naturally looks like. It naturally looks like this all the time. It grows like a weed. So if you see that there's nothing growing there, this is what these criminals have done over here too. They just actually locked it. Let's see, here, look. You see what they've done here? Another root system exposed. This is not natural. They're just digging everything out here. And you can tell that it's being done deliberately because if you look at the rest of it, it's all greenery. It's all covered in greenery, foliage. which is the way it usually is when you have a water source. But this is what the criminals have done. They've completely dug up my property here. No, it's not an animal. They've completely dug this up. These people are absolutely disgusting, envious, and jealous losers. They did this last year. And then what they've done to the county creek. So this is the county creek here. You see all the rock here? They removed a lot of the rock that's on my side of the property and dumped it into the creek. And then they did the exact same thing here. See, they're creating holes everywhere. No, this is not an animal. It's not a snake. This is actually humans. Because they want the rain to go through there to break it up, to make it appear as if it's eroding naturally. It's not natural. You see? Here? Oh, there goes a little tiny, weeny snake over there. But they're digging up everything. Look at how they're digging up. This is the county creek. They're doing the same thing here. Could be a directed energy weapon, for sure. Because it's a lot of work. This ground is very hard. Even when it's wet, it's hard because it is filled with rock. You see all this rock here? All of this rock here was bordering my property over here. People threw it in, and all up here. And they're just exposing the roots everywhere. So anyway, I apologize for boring you with this. This is just an evidentiary video. I'm walking now along the county creek to show you all the damages that have been done here and how they're digging up my property, wanting to cause collapse. They're digging up roots of the trees, and no, it's not an animal. And you can see it right here. Right over here. Right here. This is all dug up. It's hard to see because of the growth, the overgrowth now. I have a video on my channel about how they did this last year. All under here. It's like somebody came with a laser and just lasered it across. And this is what they do. It's called real estate mobbing, destruction of property. Here you go. Here's a good view of it. It's not erosion. The water never gets up that high. Never. Never. But this is what they've done. Let's see, we can show you the root system is all exposed. Somebody came and actually cut. It's almost like they used a laser and just cut a whole portion across here. They just sliced it and dug it out. Now, if it were erosion, the soil would be here. The soil would have fallen down. The rock would be here, but it's not here. The soil would be here. I'd have piles of soil, but that's not what's going on here. You can see a ledge here. That is a ledge. They did the exact same thing. Destruction of property. And this is what they did in Hawaii. They want to take over property. They'll destroy it and try to take it over because of some environmental issue. But I'm reporting it beforehand. And this is what they've done here. Do you see that? That's a branch. Cut, cut, cut. And look underneath there. All the soil is gone. And this is the disgusting county creek. Thank you to Shane Gabbert, the county judge, who for 5 years would not do anything with this creek, so it looks like this now. And then I read in the paper something that he's having some health issues. Well, that's what happens. It's called Carmageddon. When you start screwing people and lying about it, That's what happens to you. When you tell the truth, you're protected. And this is the way the county creek looks now. This big pool of water. When it gets dry like this, the fish can't go anywhere. They're stuck, they're trapped. And then you can always thank the criminal neighbor cartel they're all in on it because they're greedy. They're pathetic, loser, greedy people. But I see my guineas coming. They're so funny. They tend to follow me if I come to the gate. But here they come. Here, check it out, guys. Here comes my little crew, or part of the crew. Guys, you following me? What you doing? Where you going?